porque básicamente la serie, como bien sabrán, después de que cae el apocalipsis en Los Ángeles y escapa la familia de Los Ángeles, se vuelve básicamente una historia de éxodo, de inmigración. Es una familia clase mediera norteamericana, bueno, además con Salazar y Ofelia, que salen de Los Ángeles para salvar sus vidas y de ahí en adelante prácticamente se vuelven migrantes, refugiados, y lo que obliga a la serie a moverse de un lado a otro, a otro, a otro. Así fue la segunda temporada. En la tercera se busca un poco de normalidad, pero pues por supuesto nunca se encuentra. Entonces para mí un poco es un privilegio, yo me la vivo inventando lugares a donde llevarlos y Bernardo se ve con la obligación de generarlos.
Eso es súper interesante porque al final del día, ayer escuchaba que, bueno, a ver, yo pensaba que tu trabajo igual estaba muy distante, pero no, en realidad está súper entrelazado, o sea, es día a día y imagino que es así la interacción, al igual.
Súper vinculados, ellos escriben y de inmediato empieza la comunicación de vamos a hacer esto, estamos escribiendo esto, vayan buscando cómo resolverlo.
No, y no solo es eso, si lo piensan, las historias de apocalipsis, las historias de zombies, hacen uso particular de las locaciones y los espacios. Casi, si se fijan en todos los géneros, de todas las películas de género de zombies, siempre estás lidiando con un muro, con un espacio exterior y uno interior. Realmente un poco, obviamente son historias de personajes, de dramas familiares, etcétera, pero también hay un componente muy importante coreográfico, espacial, de dónde se puede refugiar esta gente, cómo se puede proteger. Entonces la escritura va muy de la mano de los espacios y de la creación de los espacios.
Cuéntame un poquito, Alan, de cómo es el proceso en el writer's room, o sea, dónde estás tú con otros, bueno, así que colegas, en este proceso de creación de estos magníficos guiones.
Pues el Writer's Room es un espacio muy sui generis que, digamos, es un poco el corazón latiente, diría, del proceso de creación de serie dramatizada, que es particular, digamos, de los Estados Unidos. Somos 7 escritores, contando a Dave Erickson, nuestro showrunner. Y básicamente estamos ahí, entramos a las 10 de la mañana, nos vamos, si nos va bien, como a las 6 de la tarde, pero estamos día con día a las horas necesarias. Y es un proceso muy, muy intenso, discursivo, en donde estás literalmente encerrado en...
From season 1 to season 2 now, what is their journey they're going to take in season 3? So, whoever wants to take it first?
You know, I get started. The journey in season 3, let's say if season 2 was the deconstruction of our characters as we're in the center of this apocalypse, I think we all consider season 3 to be sort of only the strong will survive. You know, in some way I think that's thematic. You've seen all of our characters going through such immense changes. You know, last year the theme was also blood or bond, what is stronger? And I think that we've all formed new alliances, discovered new things about ourselves. And as we move into the future, I think it's, which is still very uncertain, but we're taking stock of all of that. I know the Victor Strand's journey is, you know, you saw him first as this steely, mysterious guy in season 1. Season 2, we unearth a lot of him and his need and wants, his desires and his heart. And in season 3, I think it's time for, at least I know already that we've been starting with a little bit more of his, going back more towards his strengths as well. Because he is a fighter and someone who will keep shape-shifting to survive. So I think that's what the journey for Victor Strand in season 3 is. Also how he can use a little bit more of his cagey wits, his dark humor, but also a lot of his heart. So hopefully we're forming a brand new human being in season 3.
So
great answer.
Well, thank you very much.
Well, it's your, I mean, if you'd like to share with us?
Kind of the same. I mean, if I was to expand on Colman, just from my standpoint, Alycia, the character, we've seen her go from a teenage girl in season 1. Season 2, she's sort of finding out how to exist in the apocalypse and with her family. And then season 3, really, we see her emerging from the shadow of her mother and from, you know, not being a daughter anymore or a sister, but actually being her own woman and really growing into being a woman, which is an exciting thing for me to explore.
I mean, we just screened episode 1, and it was amazing. I mean, you can see a lot of the changes in the characters. I mean, and I actually stole, before all of you were here, something that Alan said yesterday when we were talking, is that you can see it in these first season, the DNA, the true DNA of the Fear the Walking Dead is kind of meshing. I mean, exactly what you just said. You know, the characters, all the journey and how the evolution of the main characters.
I mean, I think also episode 1 really we just start out with a bang. Like, it's a really big episode. It's a really action-packed episode, and it kind of helps encapsulate what season 2 was as well.
People are trying to sort of find a way to maintain some semblance of humanity and normality in the world. And it's a really interesting process where both the story and the production of the story benefit from the space of not just, America or Mexico, but, Las Californias, both Baja California and California. And you see that even though they're two countries and two languages, economically, narratively, etc., it makes much more sense to understand them as one unity, and that's what's been really nice about working on the show.
Just want to add to that, which is reiterating a little bit what he said, but in a different way. Just making any sort of production internationally, it's a huge effort of understanding each other. Just putting together two crews from two different countries is already a challenge, and it already builds bridges. And it is just getting it done. It's an adventure on itself. And it's a beautiful, in my opinion, nowadays, it's just a beautiful thing to be doing.
I mean, yeah, like, I don't know if I can say, but...
Or speaking
like,
Spanish or something.
No. I'm going to butcher it so badly now. All my confidence is just gone. We've had a blast shooting in Mexico. It's beautiful. The terrain is exquisite to work in and to be able to showcase so many different levels of the environment. We've got the ocean, we've got the desert, we've got countryside. It's beautiful to shoot there, and it's also, the crew works so hard and everyone's so passionate about what they're doing. I think it's just a really cohesive environment to be in. We've worked really hard to make it a family as well. So it's rewarding at that point. Yeah, we're really happy down there, and it's great.
I mean, I saw last night. I mean, it's like a big family.
Yeah.
I can
It really
totally
is.
say that. I may be a little bit off script here, but let me ask you a fun question. So, as yourselves, Alycia and Colman, if the apocalypse were to come tomorrow, if you were to choose someone from the characters, who would you choose to be a survivalist? I know. It could be yourself as well.
You know what I would choose right now, and I'm choosing at different times. I think I would choose Madison.
I was just about to say that too.
Really? I just feel like Madison is
Well,
like
this is the thing. She's a nutcase. She's totally mental, but
So it's a survivalist mode.
Yeah,
she
yeah.
kind of that she'd
she's gonna get it done.
do anything and
Yeah.
she'll get it done.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't exactly agree with all of her decisions all the time, but she kind of,
Okay, and yourself? I mean, now that you've thought about it?
Colman,
Excellent.
Victor Strand.
Perfect.
I would say Nick. I think Nick has a way of just staying alive, and he has this strange attraction to death that makes him weirdly fit for the apocalypse.
but
He'll
can
always
you
find
rely
something.
on Nick?
You cannot rely on
That's
him,
the
but I do
thing.
think he would survive. You're near.
You just have to trail him.
I don't know if you have anything else to add or you want to share with all of us that you're here in Mexico City.
I mean, I would say, I think one of the great privileges of the show, this is a show where we routinely cross the most cross-border and
And it kind of helps encapsulate what season 2 was as well, but as you go further into it, season 2, season 3, we discover where these new characters are going, where their sanctuary will be for most of season 3. That's really when we start to see these new characters really come to life. It's exciting. Not new characters, I mean. The new evolution of the characters.
You know what's also cool is I think season 1, season 2, because our audiences were ahead of the characters, and I think that's the nature of it. They already had their toolboxes that we didn't have. So I'm sure there was a lot of yelling at the television screen, like, don't do that, that's stupid, don't do that. We don't know, we're just ordinary human beings. And now we know more, so when we know better, we do better.
So So let me ask you, because right now you're in a break, right, from shooting.
I just
Ooh,
we
I'm
start
going
shooting
back tomorrow to
We
shoot.
shoot tomorrow.
I shoot at like 6 a.m. tomorrow.
Meaning today.
Yes.
Oh,
Today,
today,
today.
yes.
So, and I also believe that you've been living in Mexico for, well, on and off, more than 12 months, if I'm not mistaken.
6 months last year and then 6 months this year again.
Right. So, how has been that experience for you working and living in Mexico?
Okay.
We should get number one advocate over here.
I'm becoming an unofficial
That's that one.
ambassador, and hopefully maybe I will actually become an ambassador to Mexico. You never know. You never know in this world. But honestly, because I feel like I found, as we all know, and I'm not saying anything that we don't know, but like in America, there's so many things that are overblown about Mexico. The first thing people say is like, do you feel safe? And the thing that I feel, I'm like, yeah, I live in New York City. I mean, like, come on. It's like any place, it's like you don't go where any trouble is, but you also know that there's so much beauty and joy and intelligence and style and food culture and the way people are. And we've been so embraced in Mexico with our crew, like 50% of it is Mexican crew, and people invite us into our homes and into their lives. And everyone works hard because we're all working to create the show. And I think anything that we needed to bridge, we're building bridges, truly, when it comes to cultural, the way we all work ethic, you name it. But I think that, once again, hopefully our little microcosm of shooting this series is hopefully we'll do some work in the world in terms of bridging communities as well, bridging the way perceptions of Mexico and America, because we're just working together hard to create a piece of art, and art saves lives.
Amazing answer. That's good to say that. Alycia, I don't know, you have something to share with us as well?
I don't know if